The Lullaby. I've always been fascinated by ghost towns, those forgotten places that once teemed with life, now left to decay in silence. I spent years traveling across the country, seeking out these abandoned towns, each one a snapshot of a bygone era. There was one town, however, that stood apart from the rest, a place called Nowhere. Nowhere was an enigma, a town that existed on no map, its history lost to time. All I had to go on were vague rumors and half-remembered stories passed through the generations. They all spoke of a haunting lullaby that echoed through the deserted streets at night, a spectral presence that had turned the once bustling town into a place of shadows. Despite the chilling tales, my curiosity was piqued. I decided to venture into Nowhere, armed with my trusty camera and a digital recorder, hoping to capture evidence of the spectral lullaby. I reached Nowhere late in the afternoon. It was every bit as desolate as the stories described, a ghost town in the truest sense. The streets were lined with crumbling buildings, their windows like hollow eyes staring into the void. I made my way to the center of the town, where stood the remains of the Grand Harmonia, a once beautiful music hall, now a haunting skeleton of its former self. As the sun began to set, a chill ran down my spine. A strange silence had descended, the quiet so profound it was almost deafening. Then, as if on cue, the lullaby began. The haunting notes filled the air, a sorrowful melody that seemed to echo from everywhere and nowhere at once. I felt an overwhelming sense of grief wash over me, a sorrow so profound it was almost tangible. The lullaby was more than just a song, it was a cry, a desperate plea that resonated in the very core of my being. I found myself drawn to the music, my body moving on its own accord, each step taking me deeper into the darkness of the deserted streets. The next thing I remember, I was on the outskirts of Nowhere, the sun rising over the barren plains. My camera and recorder were still with me, but my memory of the night was a blur. I checked the recorder, and there it was, the lullaby. The haunting melody filled my ears, the sorrowful notes a chilling reminder of the night before. I still can't explain what happened that night in Nowhere, how I ended up on the outskirts of the town with no memory of how I got there. All I have is a recording of the lullaby, a spectral melody that continues to haunt my dreams. To this day, the town of Nowhere remains a mystery, its haunting lullaby a chilling enigma. I've come to believe that the lullaby is more than just a song. It's a call, a cry from a town lost to time, its story forever etched in the haunting notes of a spectral melody. Nowhere is out there, somewhere, waiting in silence, its lullaby echoing throughout the night, a chilling reminder of a sorrow that once befell its streets. If you ever find yourself drawn to the forgotten places of the world, be wary of the lullaby, for it's not just a song, it's a call, a spectral presence that lulls you into a trance, only to leave you on the outskirts of Nowhere. Your memory of the night is a blur. And always remember, in the town of Nowhere, you're never truly alone. Thank you for listening, and if you have any scary stories you'd like to share, please submit them to thescorpiotales@gmail.com. Stay tuned.